ThomasInAction.com.
Oh, fuck. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Thomas if you're brand new here and I make style and hair related videos every single week. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join me every single Monday. Welcome to today's video. So you can see I'm in a different surrounding today. I'm at my friend Brandon's house because it is so hot in Australia right now that I could not film not in air conditioning. So he's kindly let me borrow his office and his air conditioner, which is up there, and I'm so happy about that, just so I can sit here and do this video comfortably because it has just been that uncomfortable and I'm gonna blow my bonnet. And plus, I'm doing a video about decreasing hair volume today, and it's very hard to do that when the humidity is at 1000%. So here we go. So in today's video, I will be talking about 5 tips that I have to decrease hair volume. A couple weeks ago, I did a video about increasing hair volume because I actually thought that that's what most of you would want to see. But once I had posted that video, I actually had quite a few people ask, can you just give us tips on how to decrease the volume? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, sure. Which actually, I mean, that's kind of cool to know that a lot of you have big voluptuous hair because I don't know, it makes me feel less like singled out because as you guys know, I have really big hair as well. So I'm going to be giving you 5 excellent tips to keep that boof under control, and without further ado, let's get into it. I might actually also make a blog post about this. I wrote all my tips down as well because I don't want to miss any out. All of these are pretty important. I've got 3 that are for generally decreasing volume, and I've also got 2 for frizz volume, because those out there with porous hair and big frizz, like that's a whole nother problem, including like with volume, but like, look, let's get into it. Tip number 1 I've got for you guys is to use some thinning scissors. So you can use thinning scissors on your own if you're game enough. I always leave it to the hairdresser to use the thinning scissors, but essentially what thinning scissors do, they look like a normal pair of scissors, right? But they've got teeth. And what the teeth are designed to do, so in between those gaps, when the blade comes through, the blade actually only chops where there's gaps between the teeth, if that makes sense. So essentially what they're doing is removing half of the hair, which is removing half the bulk. So I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but if you go to a hairdresser or your barber and say, look, can you please thin my hair out using thinning scissors? They'll know exactly what you mean, and it's very, very good for getting less boof, right? Not only that, thinning scissors are also great for texturizing hair, so making it look like a little bit less flat and boring. So there's multiple effects that they can do. You can do it by yourself. There's plenty of videos online of people like using thinning scissors for themselves. However, I wouldn't recommend that, and I probably would never do it because my hair would probably look F-worded. So yeah, so that's tip number 1. Get some thinning scissors through that hair and it should decrease a lot of the bulk. Tip number 2 I have for you is to get a hair straightener. So clearly you can see my hair is a lot smaller than it usually is today. That's because I have used a hair straightener. And yeah, I just think hair straightening in general for big or like curly or buffy hair, it just adds a whole nother element. It makes it easier to actually style and shape, but not only that, it makes it smaller and look a little bit different. So depending on whether you want a voluminous look or not, a hair straightener is always a good like item to have in your arsenal. And anybody with even remotely buffy hair, I would recommend getting a hair straightener because they are the bee's knees, okay? I use a GHD. GHD is a very good brand of straightener. I've had this for about, 2.5 years now, and it's still going very, very strong. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they are very good, and you'll see most hairdressers actually use them. So, yeah. Tip number 3 for general boof is to get a keratin treatment. Now, 3 years ago, I had my first keratin hair treatment done by Dale on Chevron Island, and I was actually blown away with how it made my hair look and feel. It made it so much smoother. It definitely decreased the volume, and my hair just looked, if I could like describe it, my hair looked less aggravated, if that's a thing. It just wasn't as frizzy, it was very workable, and it made it feel very, very nice, and it lasted for about 3 months. If you've never had a keratin treatment, I just go and get one and you'll know exactly what I mean. They're really, really good, and I'm going to be getting another one very soon. You know, you guys know that I love the brand Behave. I've made a deal with them that I'm going to do a video for their keratin treatment again. However, I just said I was going to wait until all of my hair grew out until I went and got the treatment. So once my hair is fully grown out, I'm going to be going back to them and we're going to be putting some content together for you guys to watch. So stay tuned for that, and you can see my hair after it's had a keratin treatment because it goes 10 times better than what you're seeing now. So stay tuned. Okay, so that's my 3 tips for generally decreasing volume. So that's for people with frizzy hair to just buffy hair. A lot of people with big buffy hair don't necessarily always have really frizzy, coarse hair. So there's a bit of a range in there, but those 3 tips that I just gave you are great for all of those hair types. The next 2 tips that I'm giving you are for frizzy hair types, just like mine. So if you've got frizzy hair, it means your hair is really porous, which means the cuticles are always like open like that. They're letting moisture out, they can take moisture in, but they just suck at sealing it, right? So the best tips that I can give you for frizzy hair, like you know who you are if you have really frizzy hair, is to wash your hair in cold water. So I've explained this before, but hair is kind of like skin. So you know how when it gets really hot or muggy, your skin sweats? So that's because the pore is opening and it's letting the fluid out. Your hair cuticles are very much like your pores. So when they heat up, they go whoop and they open even more. And if you've got porous hair, that means they're already open. So when they heat up, they open even more. And when you cool them, they tend to shut. So when you're washing your hair, it's cool to put the shampoo in with hot water, but then when it comes time to rinsing it out, what you want to do is turn the tap to cold and then wash it out. Because what that'll do is it'll wash off all of the shampoo, but it'll also seal the cuticles on the way out. It's very tricky, and if you've got curly hair, you'll definitely see a difference with this. It really helps define your curls a bit more, and they don't dry out as quickly. It's really cool. So if you haven't tried that, make sure you do. And the second tip that I have for you, I always say this as well, get a leave-in conditioner, and the newest thing I've been trying is a sealant. So there's a few different types of products out on the market. I'm gonna put, I can't remember what it was called, Dale showed me one yesterday. I'll put a picture of it across the screen right now. This one. This is the one that Dale told me was really good. She used it in my hair yesterday when she did it. And there's also a thing called flaxseed gel. So I've been playing around with wash and go routines for a little while, and I do have a video of that coming up. With a wash and go routine, the very last step is to seal the cuticles with a flaxseed gel. And what flaxseed gel is, it's not like a normal gel that like you put in and then it sets hard. It remains flexible. So it's designed, I guess, to seal the cuticles over and still give you that flexible, normal hair look, I guess. Just these little tips of like keeping the humidity out are gonna really help you forward. In all honesty, I don't really think there's a product that can permanently keep any, like all humidity out except for like a keratin treatment, because that literally like shuts everything down. But all you can really do is work with what you got, and I've found that using a flaxseed gel has helped me somewhat, especially through this summer. This summer has just been the worst for my hair. I can't believe it. It's like the worst on record, so can't wait to get that keratin treatment. Alrighty guys, so that is my 5 tips for decreasing hair volume. I'm actually really excited that you guys wanted to see this video, so I'm happy to bring it to you. A lot of these tips work really well for me, and I do strongly recommend that you do them. I will make a blog post about this as well, and I might add a few more in that I use. I just think in video form, doing like 10 of them, I just would have been sitting here forever. So yeah, and if you have any comments or questions, just leave me a comment in the description box below. Let me know what you think of the video, and hit the subscribe button if you want more content like this, okay? Thank you so much for swinging by, and I will see you next Monday for another video, okay? Hit the thumbs up button. Bye!